Hey, old friend, how are you?
NorCal, how are you? You
I've been
caught me.
enjoying your been enjoying your clips and stuff. I lurk. Don't get me wrong. I watch everything you do on the internet because I like
Do
you.
you really? Well, you know
Yeah,
what?
I
I
do.
enjoy, believe it or not, I enjoy listening to you, and I'll tell you why. It's something about you, your voice in particular, that is very nostalgic to me. I don't know why, but it's something about listening to you. And often you give so many tips and clues and insight when it comes to other streamers and appearances that I've heard you do via audio on other people's streams that have just amazed me. So,
Well,
oh,
if I didn't have a little kid to take care of, I'd cam up more. But look, then people are
don't,
going to revert.
don't,
No,
no,
I'm not going to.
don't
I
do
know
it.
better. I know better. I know better.
Well,
I
the
know
other
better.
person in the backstage, I'm doing one person at a time. PWT, you got to wait. NorCal has the floor right now, and he has all my time in the world right now. So you got to
Yeah,
wait.
you know what I look like, Alex. We're friends on
No,
Instagram.
I've seen you.
No, of
I've
course you
clipped
have.
you. I have clipped you, so you
Yes,
can't
you
get
have.
away. You cannot
Remember, the best
escape.
one I did listen to it. The only clip I've listened to of myself more than once is the one that you got in your channel when I was talking to Ski Mask and I told him that
Oh, really?
wigging ain't easy because that was funny.
That is funny. I'm not talking to him anymore because I can't. He's breached some things
He's been doing that
that
for some time now, Alex. But you
I
gave him a
know.
pass, and he's very
I tried.
charming. He's very charming.
Well,
He's
not
very
just that.
charismatic.
I had faith in some
Yeah,
things, but
well,
it
I
didn't
did
pan
too for
out
a
for
lot of
now.
years before he reached the point of no return, in my opinion, as far as me supporting him. I ain't going to support that dude. I mean, dude, I just work my ass off all day, Alex. I will
Well,
not.
if you want to, you can, and I will not judge you because right
No,
now
I'm not going
well,
to because
listen, right
he's.
now you are being supportive to someone who I have absolute disdain for,
I understand.
but maybe you can turn that around for him. Not when it comes to me, but just in the grand scheme of things. So I hope
Oh,
you
you're talking
do.
about Thomas Oakes, aka Tommy
Exactly.
James, the Banana Man. The Banana Man. Yes,
I'm
yes.
not touching on the banana
I
element,
understand. I
but
mean, look, you tell me where you want to go because I don't want to offend you or talk about things that you're not
no
comfortable talking about.
guideposts today, man.
Yeah,
I'm taking the
we don't
rest of
have
the
to
day
talk about
off.
Tommy James. We don't
We
have
are chilling.
we don't.
Whatever you
Let's
want
not
to
talk
talk
about Tommy.
about.
Let's talk about something else.
Well, I
Let's,
don't have anything else on my. This is about
no, you
you
got
right
off. You
now.
were talking. I saw your thing about Rick Bastuba, Ski Mask. I
Yeah,
mean,
earlier today. Well, that's on the IP2 Wiki Info channel for those who want to listen to what I was thinking earlier, and I got that off my chest. I'm kind of releasing energy today. I'm not
no, no, release,
entertaining
Mama,
energy.
release, release. That's right. Let's go.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
yeah, when it comes to that whole equation revolving around what I consider the abusography, Controlla, Trishalicious, Bastuba,
Hold
Skelly,
on, hold on, hold on. You're gonna
take your
hear some.
time.
You're gonna hear a real Southern drawl right now. I'm junk.
Hmm.
I'm not from here. Eddie, Eddie, what's up, big dog? You just hold on. No, it'll be impressive. Just his voice alone will entertain you. Eddie, what's up, big dog?
Like say it's rain and everything else.
Oh no, it's a mess, right?
Mother's Day, my wife's birthday, and like say,
Your cup is full.
yeah, oh yeah, we still got to get you up there and cook up.
We will, we will, we'll do that, Eddie. We'll do that. Don't worry about that. I mean, I would like to come spend time with you and your wife and your granddaughter. We'll bring Rebel up there and we'll run the dog, man.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
All right, Eddie.
Tiffany's back on.
Where? Over yonder? I mean, I don't know if you can hear it. Could you hear it?
I perfectly clear. Everybody could hear.
Yeah,
Yes,
no, no, that's one of my friends. That's my actual friend. I do have friends, you know.
I
Um,
believe you have friends. I
well,
bet
I
you have
do
a
him
lot of
favor. I've
friends.
done him favors. He's got a place next to me, and mind you, me and him are both construction workers. I mean, he's a carpenter and a bunch of other things, and I'm a plumber. We've built the same houses together. That's how I met that guy.
Oh,
Then
that's cool.
and then come to find out, his daughter lived next door to me, and he owns the property across from me, and I had no idea.
Oh,
So
that's
I
funny.
seen him. I seen his truck there one day. I said, "What the fuck you doing over here, Eddie?" He goes, "This is my house." And I went, "No way! What's up? We're
So
neighbors."
you're in like a solid community. That's where you
No,
are.
no, no. I wouldn't call it a community. I'd call it. I live on a dead end road with 5 houses on it. you know what's weird about the deep South? Because I'm in pretty much the deep South. It's the only state that's more southern than me is South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. You know what I mean? So
I
I'm
know
pretty much in
exactly what you mean. I mean, but that's
yeah.
what people don't understand about me. My mom is from the deep, deep South. She grew up on a farm.
There's farms
I
everywhere here.
have half of me is her. The other half of me is NYC, New York City, where my dad grew up. I am really the quintessential hybrid of both arenas, and I didn't even realize it until becoming an adult.
Well,
That
there's nothing wrong with being self-aware at a later age. I'm not saying that that's what you just said, but I mean, it sounded like it. But I
it
think,
is.
hey, do you remember when you used to fucking stream, girl, and you had them fucking birds? I
Yes.
miss those birds. You know how wholesome that was?
I've had three. Well, which one? Peaches,
No,
or are you
I just,
talking about
I'm talking about you had a
the
cage of
other
birds
two?
and they loved you. Those
Yeah,
birds loved
I
you.
had the two. I had to rehome them when
I
I first
understand.
started traveling. Back in what year was that? 20 when
When you first started in this field, when you
yeah,
first, yep.
2020, September 2020, when I got
Mhm.
to Pennsylvania, no, North Carolina. That's when I got them new homes because I couldn't keep traveling with those birds. That was
You
crazy.
were in North Carolina. You weren't far from me.
Corey and God, what was
I
the
can't remember
girls?
names that well. I just
Corey
remember you had those cool
and
birds.
I just got to well, it's going to bother me if I don't remember.
And you
Corey,
traveled with them.
I did because I didn't want to let them because well, I had no one else to take care of them until I rehomed them, and I wasn't just gonna let them because you know parakeets they're not going to survive in the wild.
Their fucking cage was pristine. I remember. You took such good care of those birds, always changing their cage and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome to part 2 of Sunny and Corey, Just a Parakeet Love Story. This footage is from day 2 of them getting to physically interact with each other. This was actually the first time, and Corey was a little bit territorial. I never intended to have birds. The only reason I became bird girl for a while was because my mom, like I said, she grew up on a farm, so she hated animals, and she
That makes
wouldn't
no
let me
sense. But
have.
go ahead.
Well, I know, but well, it does for her.
I got
I'd
you.
have to go into it. But she didn't want dog, cat. One time when I had a dog, I had a dog for many years when I was away from my when I was living on my own completely, and I had her take care of my dog at one point, and I mean, my dog was traumatized. She was traumatized. It was horrible. But what did I name that girl bird? Corey and I can't remember because I'm having a drink today.
There's
That's the
nothing wrong with
problem.
it. There's nothing wrong with having a cocktail, Alex. It's the
I
American
know
way.
it's not, and that's why I've decided, okay, I can't be non-alcoholic girl. I have to have something every once in a while to relax.
Everyone needs something every once in a while. That's just the American way. It helps everybody to unwind and
But
relax.
how are you doing? What is your perspective on everything that you witness when it comes to things? When it comes to me, let's talk about me. I'm going to be vain today.
Go ahead. Go
Me.
ahead.
What
Go ahead.
about me? What do you think about me, really?
I think you're one of the more interesting people that's ever entered this community. Um, you have a talent that people enjoy, whether they like it or not. You know what I mean? Now, whether you go on some tangents and you say some things that you ought not to say, that's neither here nor there.
What
That's
is
more.
my talent? What do you think my talent is?
You're talented musically. Your painting was amazing. I got the screenshots of the painting you did at Ski Mask.
Send
You're
me,
talented
well,
all the
no,
way
no, no.
around.
Wait, let me pause you. Send me a PO box or something that to where I don't have your real address to where I can send you something. I want to give
Um,
you because the only other person in the community that has one of my paintings is Ken McDonald, and I don't like him
and
being the only one.
yeah,
You need. I want to send you
I
something.
would enjoy that. That would be my profile picture for the rest of my career on this. Well, I'd switch it up because I do switch my
No,
profile
well,
picture.
just to have it. Just
Well,
when you
shit,
have a chance, send
I'll
it
give
to
you,
Alexandra Mayers at yahoo.com. Send
I
me
will,
some sort of an address, and
I
that way
will.
I can send it to you, and I'll send you the tracking and everything because I want to send you something,
I want it. I would enjoy that more than anything.
and that gives me it'll be a new one. It'll be something fresh. That way, because I don't paint so much because the only people that I can give something to are my dad, my mom, my sister, and sometimes things that are on my mind is not appropriate to give to my family. So I want to have other people to send what's on my mind to.
Is it a painting of you in the nude?
No, but it'll
Okay,
be
I was
some, but
just
it
asking,
might
just
be a
asking,
theme.
just
It might,
asking.
but it still might be a theme that might not be a,
Okay,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
can't wait. I can't wait. I will contact you. I'll reach out
Thank
to you
you.
on Instagram. You're still my friend on Instagram, aren't you?
I'm pretty sure. If
All
not,
right, good,
you
good.
got my email.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pretty sure you are because I block you, then I unblock you, then I
Yeah, I
block you,
like
then I
that.
unblock
I'm
you
not gonna
again.
lie, I like it, Alex. That's funny to me. I mean,
I'm a
because look,
woman. I'm emotional.
yeah,
It is what
I
it is.
get it. And plus, you're a complex human being. You're not, your IQ is higher than most of these motherfuckers put together in these.
I don't think it is. I
No, I
think I
know.
have an
I
average
know it is.
IQ, but I think I'm very
And
creative.
look,
I don't think I'm that smart. My
no,
dad
you're
was
very
telling me the
smart.
other day.
You know who said you were
I don't
smart?
think I am. I really don't
No,
think I
you are.
am.
You are. You are.
And you're well, thank you, but that's your
You're
opinion. I don't
welcome.
think
You're
I'm
welcome.
that bright. I think that I don't think I'm that smart. I think that I
Dude,
just look at things differently. I
I
don't think
mean,
I'm smart.
even if you don't say something that you might have regretted later because you were intoxicated or whatever, just you getting under people's skin the way you do is a fucking gift and it's a talent. Not
That's my
everybody.
emotional release. That's me
You,
having
you, you
fun.
remember I called you. Remember the last time we had a conversation? I called you the. I called you the villain.
You think I'm like the super troll or something.
I know you are the super troll. You're
You
like
know
the
who
super.
else thinks that? And
Who?
this is why I can't get mad at him. Q. That have you seen that young man known as Q? I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you have.
I'm friends with Q on the internet.
You know what? I really like him. I get mad at him, but
Everybody likes him. There ain't many people. If they don't like him, they're a little jealous
you
of him for whatever
well,
reason.
I got a little mad at him because I felt like he broke my trust to an extent, but at the same time, he's such a young cat, and I feel
He's a
like
kid. He's
I
actually a kid.
yeah, I
I
feel like
mean,
grow. I want to see him grow, but he said some of the
he
most
is.
kind things. He let me know from the very start when I didn't even pay him any mind. He's like, "I'm like you. I see what you're doing." I'm like, and he did, and I was like, "Whoa, really?"
You know,
So that took my interest,
of
and
course it did. Of course it did. Q is like a young Ganville, in my opinion.
oh well,
He's like
but
because
Gamble is a
I used to.
whole different ball game.
Oh no, I know Gamble from back in the day, even before I went into his
Gamble is
Discord
from another
server.
planet,
No,
basically.
Gamble's one of the top trolls to ever fucking bless
Not
this
he's
platform.
more than a troll.
Oh
That
no,
young
I
man,
know he
he's a
is. He's a
genius.
cult leader. Gamble's an actual cult leader, in my opinion.
He is, yes.
I know well. I know well. I mean, I studied his cult. You know,
Yeah,
I,
he's
I
something
spent
else.
I spent a good year or more.
Hmm.
Gamble's fucking high IQ, bro. He's not a dum dum. So there's that. I mean,
Hmm.
he's anytime you can get random people to give you money on the internet, you're not dumb. I don't care what your hustle is. You got to have some sort of intelligence. Now, is it
But
right or wrong? Who am I to judge? I'm just here for the entertainment factor, you know?
but I think Gamble also has an extreme social conscience. I think that he's also
Oh,
very
no.
aware
He's
spiritually.
Gamble's done some beautiful things on the internet. I don't care what people think about it. I mean,
He's special.
do
That's
you
something
see this in
special.
here? You got fucking Nana in here. Are you familiar with who he is?
Who?
Nana, the guy that holds diamonds in his pocket.
No.
He's 148. I thought it was. Yeah, look at dude. We were just talking about you in Alvaro's stream. Or
Me.
you got Nana in here. That's Karma 33. He's the
Okay.
creator of the. He's the one who started the sad face droopy eye movement. Uh,
Oh, okay.
he did without even knowing he was doing something. He did something, and for that I applaud him for that. I'm not
Yeah, I
letting
see
my dog
that
go.
everywhere. That's everywhere now. It's so cool to see the evolution of, I mean, what do you think about the evolution of relationships when it comes to the online, especially these streamer panels and the Discord interaction and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we have a whole different way to build relationships and be with one another than than I ever could have imagined when I was a young girl and I saw the internet really forming from bulletin board systems to
IRC
just
chats.
yeah,
IRC
IRC
chats.
chats to
Oh,
every
I'm what they call a Generation Xer. So with
Well,
that being
so
said,
am I. I'm like
I
at
know you are. I know.
the tail end of that, and I look at where we are now. I mean, I feel bad. Really, the young people, they don't know how to build the technology that we learned how to build and then utilize, and that's what their downfall is going to be. Is that they don't know how to create it; they just use it, and then
Well,
when it breaks, they don't know what the hell to do, and they're crying about it. But I want to see
you
what.
have Gabriella in here. Gabriella's in your chat.
Okay,
Yeah,
hi, Gabriella.
yeah,
Well,
she's
these are all your
cool.
followers. I mean, you're the
No,
celebrity
no,
in
that's
here.
not my followers. That's somebody that's special in this community. You know what? Just imagine having doctors, cops, lawyers, nurses. These people are in this weird community, believe it or not. And I can't put my finger on why. But at the end of the day, I mean, it could be for the lulls. It could be for, the soul.
We're all nerds.
Oh,
We're a
no,
bunch of
100%.
nerds.
I've been a nerd since I was born.
That's what I don't like about Q is that he was talking about people being nerds, and I'm like, dude, don't you know?
Q
Don't
is a
you?
nerd.
He doesn't know it though.
He does know it.
The
He's
young
just
people don't
trolling.
know what they are. They don't know. They really don't because they don't have the same kind of social interaction that we had before the computer. Before when we were kids, we went outside.
There was
When
no
we had
such thing
actual
as
corded telephones. When you had to wait for that person that you had a crush on to call you and leave a message on your answering
right,
machine.
right. This is
I
me.
mean,
I
yeah.
mean, here's what I was talking to my boss. My boss is an old Southern man. He's about 68 years old. And I keep him up to date on what's going on with the internet. He's got a 16-year-old grandson that's just stepping out, and his
Uh,
grandson is gifted. He's in college at 16 years old.
mm,
So he he's a millionaire. He's not some guy but you wouldn't know it by talking with him. He acts like he is the poorest thing since sliced bread. I mean, since
that's how you
unsliced
know a
bread. Since
millionaire.
un, no,
Yeah.
he's a multimillionaire, but you wouldn't know it by talking to him. He's very down to earth, right? He'll get out and dig in the dirt just like all of us will, and he's worth millions. I mean, when it comes to millions, I mean that's just a number and it's just money. These people are tight as ticks. I mean, you have to beg for a raise when you deserve it. We're out here in the South. People just don't give you nothing unless you work for it out here.
Hmm.
I mean, and yeah. But I do like our conversations, Alex. I cherish them. I mean, it's rare. I mean, we don't talk very often. I mean, because it's very
I
rare you'll
like
be away from.
talking to you. I'll
Me
give you a
too. I
hard
I love
time,
talking
but
to you too.
you know what? It just hit my mind. I'm going to tell you who you remind me of, and you're going to laugh. I used to like this show, and you're going to remember it. It was called Home Improvement. And
Oh,
then
I
they
know it.
had the sub show within the show called Tool Time. You're Wilson.
Would you mind listening while I ruminate? No, go ahead. Use the bush over by the gazebo. What are you doing, Wilson?
Well, Tim, I'm admiring my yams.
Should I leave you alone?
No.
Hey, Wilson, what are you doing?
Tim, I'm pondering my bonseki.
Isn't it funny how guys never get tired of doing that?
Tim, are you familiar with the I Ching?
Sure. The itching, the scratching, the chafing. That's why I switched to boxers, my friend.
That's you. You
I know
are
that fucking
freaking
show. I
Wilson.
know that week
You
with
are
Wilson.
freaking Wilson.
What's up,
That's who
Phil?
you are. Yes. I'll be Tim.
You see, do you read the chat while we have interactions while we talk? Because
I'm looking at it a little
you
bit.
got
I'm
you
looking
got
a little
Philippus
bit.
in here. You know who he is. You know him well.
Yeah, I get mad at him. I
Well, I
get
get
mad
mad
at
at him
whoever
too,
that
but I
is.
do appreciate his dude. The things he says when he's like on point with something, you can't refute it. I mean,
I get mad at Phil for various reasons, and I think that whoever Phil is knows why.
well, I like that. I like that. I like that
I
you
get
care.
mad at
I like that you
everybody.
care about him enough to feel a way about him. How about that? I
Yeah,
mean,
I know who's who in here.
yeah, I know you
And
do.
yeah, I get mad. But you know what I realized recently, and I made that clear on that last I don't know if you want to call it an expose or just my thoughts when it came to Mr. 22 of November. That's what I'll call him.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not mad at him. I'm mad at myself.
and now
And
look, you're very popular amongst the locals in the crowd. There's Skelly in the chat. Yes, sir.
oh well,
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
even mad at Skelly.
Of course, you're not mad at
The
Skelly. You
only
guys need
thing
to
I'm
make
mad at
up.
Skelly about, no, the only I'm and he knows this. The only thing I'm mad at him about is that he will not acknowledge what I'm mad at him about. He wants to make it seem like it's, north, south, east, and west, all these far out directions, and it's really one thing.
He
And
didn't
he
take your
knows what it
computer.
is.
He didn't take
So
your computer, so I hope you're not mad at him because you think he took
no,
your
it's
laptop.
one thing, and
Well, I'm going to try to
he's
make some kind of laughter out of all of
look,
it.
I took down some things, and he knows what I took down when it comes to him. And there's going to be some other things that are taken down as I'm making room for some other things
Yeah.
because, that's what I do. But at
Well,
the same
you
time,
guys
I
met
think
in
that
real
he's
life, so you guys have a
mhm.
different kind of connection and a bond than or you have you or I have, or you know, well, you guys met in real life, and the times
Yeah.
you guys streamed, you guys that was good. I love that.
But is it really a bond when you think? I mean, now that I'm thinking about how these different relationships are formed, especially what we're seeing when it comes to these online connections and people being offended or people falling in love and all this kind of stuff, is in person as does it hold as much weight as we've thought it has in the past? I'm not sure about that.
It might have more weight than people give it credit for. I'm not talking
To
about
me, it does.
I'm not
To
talking
me,
about
it does. But
e-dating. E-dating's cringy as shit. I mean, unless you guys are on, FaceTime with each other, I couldn't even imagine acting like I'm, on, whatever it's called when you're video chat somebody. I couldn't
yeah.
imagine like hugging somebody. I couldn't imagine hugging my phone. It's not,
To some people it's everything, and just
no,
even when it comes to a certain level of counseling I do for the church that I belong to, um people are really that they are invested in it. I mean, it's out of this world to me because I remember when it began. I mean part of the way that I even know about half the technology that I know about is when I worked in the adult industry. That's why I kept up with it, because I wanted to be ahead of the game. That's what it
there's nothing
was.
wrong with that. See, you know what the weird part about me is? Now let me before I talk about something different. I was on a panel with Sarah the Beach the other night for several hours. Me and Sarah.
I cannot
No,
stand
no, but
her.
can I say, just real quick? I talked you up to her, and I said, you got to respect Alex for who she is. I know she
Well,
isn't
I
everybody's
know
cup
why
of
she
tea.
doesn't like me. I
She
know
said she liked
exactly
you.
why.
She said she
Well, she does.
respected
Well,
you.
she would love to be my friend. I do know this about her, but I know why she has adversity towards me. But I'll get into that. I'm going to let you talk. Let me shut up.
No, you're good.
You
No,
go
dude.
forward.
It's just like me when me and Skelly did a panel a couple of times. We sit there and talk over each other, like a couple of excited whatevers. But no, we were talking about you. I mean, I don't want to say extensively, but pretty in depth because Jen was in the chat, right? So Jen was in the chat. I was reading chat and talking to her, and Jen, I said, well, Jen, explain things, she's all, oh, she followed me here. I said, well, it doesn't matter. She did, whether she did or she didn't, she's made a fucking incredible impact on this community. Love it or hate it. She is somebody that,
Has Jen ever told you the reason why I ever took interest in her?
no, 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 she hasn't.
Because of her mother. Her mother, and that's what she doesn't want
Joan.
people. JustJenn, aka Bobby Dylan's mother, began emailing me around the year 2016. Included here are a few screen caps of our initial communications. As you can see, as you read through these emails, I clearly did not want to get involved in JustJenn or her mother's family life, but her mother pleaded with me, and I utilized my podcast at the time, Porn News Today, to relay some messages to Jen. Later on, I gave Jen, aka Bobby, a tremendous amount of coverage over on the Porn News Today website, partially an effort to encourage her to leave the adult entertainment industry. So today, when she runs around saying that I've stalked her, she's full of shit. Her mother reached out to me several years ago when Jen first went into the adult industry and I was on the outs. And she was like, is there any way that you can reach out to people to look out for my kid? And it hit my heart because her mother's first name is the same name as my mother's first name.
Yeah, I know.
And I felt like, hey, maybe this is divine intervention, it's something. And I was really good friends at the time of a woman who passed away, known as Shelley Lubin, who founded something known as the Pink Cross.
Because of you.
So when
that is.
Okay, so when that happened, I felt like, okay, I got to look after this girl. When she says that I stalked her, she needs to talk about her mother reaching out to me and why that happened. She might also want to touch on her brother meeting up with me that time when I was out in Las Vegas. She might also want to talk about some things where I really took up for her when it comes to some legalities of something very dangerous. But I don't hate Jen, and I really wish the best for her.
Of course,
but I don't like some things about her when it comes to taking credit for other people's work, not attributing certain things about her own perspective when it comes to her life journey, and not attributing or being grateful for people who really went to bat for her. That's my qualm when it comes to her. But I don't hate her.
I don't hate her either. I like Jen. See, as far as the IP2 community goes, Jen is, Bobby Dylan is I don't want to say royalty, but pretty much up there as far as the upper echelon people that were on. There ain't many people that were on the CX network, and she was one of them. And that was
barely.
No, that was Ice Poseidon's
old. That was still barely. And at that time, she was working that shit like she did the adult industry.
Well, good for her. Work it, mama.
I'm not against it, but she needs to take accountability for that. She needs to not blame certain outcomes on things that she chose to do. And that's all I got to say about it.
That's above my pay grade. But what I find more interesting is that her mother is a porn addict of some sort. How does she know who you were?
Wait. Let's not. No. We're not gonna. No, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not going to let you say that. Her mother is not a porn addict. Her mother. Here's what I will say about her mother. Her mother is an overly involved mother.
Hey, Ski Mask is in your chat now.
Well, I don't want to say anything to him. But what I will say is that her mother is overly involved and needs to let go. Her mother needs to take accountability for a few things. I think her mother has good intentions, just as I think Jen has good intentions. And believe it or not, I think LD has good intentions.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
What I will say, well, you don't have to agree with me.
No,
but what I will say is that her mother and LD need to let go and let Jen live her life and contend with the situation with David as they need to. When it comes to David, I think that he needs to be honest with his audience about a few things. And I think that he needs to, whatever the reality is, accept the reality. But I'm hands off because I think that through trying to do the right thing, I may have done the wrong thing, and I'm not continuing on that path. So I want them to let Alexandra go, because I'm not a Deku, I am not a Katz, I am not any of them. You're a Mayers, for Christ's sake. Yeah, and I'm not a fairy godmother either. So leave me alone.
You do have a wand over there, Alex. You do have a wand, and you wave it feverishly from time to time.
If I had a wand, it would be a wand of cursing, and I would curse these horrible these children. That's what I would do.
You can call them ne'er-do-wells. Do you know how to spell that word? Because I don't. I don't want to.
Wait, what word?
Ne'er-do-well.
I don't even know that word.
That's a word. No, I know the word and I know what it means. I just don't know how to spell it, so I ain't about to attempt it. I mean, I ruin it. And now Chicken Cakes is in here. A star-studded cast is in here.
Well, I normally wouldn't block people, but when it comes to her, she's blocked. I don't like her.
And she knows why. Snake Cakes is on the rise. I get it. I get it.
Not today. Not over here.
Not today, cowgirl. Yeehaw, and
I'm in a good mood, and I'm not interested. No.
You got wrecked. Cakes, I see that. Removed. Scram.
She can go in other chats. Not
Pick it all, Cakes. Carry on, Cakes.
I'm going to look at the chat because I have been neglecting.
Yeah, let's read a little bit and digress.
All right.